Okay, so I need to pick 6. So let's see what we got. So I'll tell you what, really tough decision trying to pick 6. I got a lot of firearms that you know, many I've had a long time, and you know, that have a lot of different sentimental value or other type of value to me. So to pick 6 out of the bunch, that's gonna be a tough one. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Here. So I got tagged in this favorite 6-gun challenge, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's really a name for it. So Alpha Romeo 15, he tagged me in it, and a bunch of other folks as well. So so I'm gonna do a little bit different. You know, I got 6 guns, and I got a mentionable number 7. So you know, I got quite a few firearms, and it's really hard to just narrow down to 6. I mean, all of them I have for different reasons and whatnot. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So the first I'm going to show up here is, this is actually my very first Polymer 80 build. It's got a Gray Ghost Precision slide and threaded barrel, and a Trijicon RMR, and a Overwatch precision trigger. So you guys have seen this in a few of my videos. The reason I chose this one here is, you know, I actually won the slide in the RMR in a giveaway that Trijicon did a couple years back. And what's significant about this firearm is the fact that, you know, prior to this, I had never owned a Glock. I had fired a couple Glocks, never really cared for them. But this thing really got me to appreciating Glock pistols, from all the work I had to do on the lower, and then figuring out the trigger assembly and all that stuff. You know, so not too long after I put this together, you know, I had went out and purchased my Glock 19X. Actually, I bought my wife her Glock 19, and then my Glock 19X a little bit later. So anyways, you know, since that time I've really learned to appreciate Glock pistols, and I really love the Polymer 80 builds. So they have their challenges, there's pros and cons on them, but they're really nice pistols if you spend your time. So the next pistol is a bit of a throwback. So this is actually a if I can get that thing in there. It is a pre-model 15 Smith & Wesson. This is, and I don't believe these are original grips on it, but this is from 1957. I looked up the serial number, all that stuff, and it's the reason I say it's a pre-model 15 because most your Smith & Wessons will have the model 15 right there, dash whatever. This one doesn't have it, but it is in fact a model 15. So what's significant about this, I actually got this from my father, and it's a pistol he got, I don't even know where he got it from, but he got it a long time ago and he gave it to me. My very first revolver that I owned. So this really gave me a appreciation for revolvers, and I mean, these things, you know, if you ever get a Model 10 or a Model 15, these things are absolutely just wonderful to shoot. And if you hand load 38 Special, you can load it down really low, where there's like no recoil. And for new shooters, they're really nice pistols to start out with. Between the double action and the single action trigger, you know, if you get really good at that double action, you know, with it staging and everything, you know, it really can make you a good shooter. So that's number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna try to not make this too dang long. Number 3 is actually a full custom 1911 that I had wanted to do for a long time. And I had a friend of mine back when I lived in Ohio, Dave Laubert. He owns Defensive Creations, and go ahead and show you guys it's clear. He is a master pistol smith. He belongs to Pistol Smith Guild. I'd met him by having him do some other work for another 1911 of mine, and so I worked with him and put together this full custom build. And you can see, you know, the custom front strap checkering on the front there. It's like a snake skin. I mean, everything here is hand fitted, even down to the sights. You can see how the front sight, hopefully you can see it, it's blended in the dovetail. He actually hand cut everything on the slide as well as the frame. So the slide and the frame came from Caspian. It has a cart barrel. It is in 45, and I think it has kind of a mixture of some of the other parts and stuff. If you look at the sights, they are SDM sights. So it's got like a U-notch rear with a gold dot front, and this thing is absolutely smooth. I mean, the slide on it is the smoothest you'll find. And then the other thing was I had some grips my wife had gotten me with the United States Navy logo in there. So you can see that right there. So these things are really nice. I even got a custom serial number, and I'm not going to throw it on there, but to commemorate my time in the service. So United States Navy, and it has some particulars there about the time I was in and that sort of thing. So anyways, this is number 3. Awesome pistol. I don't shoot as much as I should, but this is one of those that you know, I plan on passing down to my daughters, you know, sometime down the road. And yeah, so I always wanted a custom build, and this one took, I think this was about a 2-year project. So all right, so let's see here if I can get, bear with me, try to get my other firearms here. And so the first one here, and I believe you guys saw it on my D-Day video. No, actually you saw my other Garand. So this is a post-war Springfield M1 Garand, and if you're on my Instagram page, I got quite a few pictures of this. This video, probably the lighting isn't going to do it justice. But you can see kind of the tiger striping in the stock there. It's a all correct Springfield Armory post-war M1 Garand. This was the very first M1 Garand that I purchased. When I found out about the CMP, I'd wanted one for a long time, and honestly, yeah, there you can see some of the tiger striping in the stock. I mean, this stock is absolutely gorgeous. It was a special bunch that CMP had at the North Store, so I happened to live in Ohio for a while, and was able to get up there and you know, do some Garand purchasing. So the first one I purchased, everything was correct except for it came with a new production stock. My next Garand purchase was the other one from my D-Day video. It's a from 1944. It's a Springfield as well, and but I bought it for the correct stock for this one. So it, and the thing about this thing, it was like brand new, hardly fired as far as the barrel. It gauged at a 0, so it had no erosion on it or anything. Matter of fact, it's time for me to take that thing out and shoot again. Okay, so that's, I guess, number 4, right? Number 4. So number 5. And this was hard because I own a crap ton of ARs. This was the very first AR-15 that I built. Now it's been changed around a lot over the years. The upper actually, I guess technically I didn't build the upper. This one was a factory Spikes tactical mid-length upper, and originally just had the regular plastic handguards on there with the triangular front sight post. As you can see, I have a Geisley rail on there. You know, other stuff's been changed out. I got a LaRue trigger. As far as the lower, it is Spike's Tactical as well, and it's their zombie lower. So but this one here kind of, you know, it wasn't my very first AR, but it was one of the first ones I did a ton of work with. So I kind of learned on this one. I've swapped a lot of stuff out on it over the years, and you know, I've even done a little bit of hunting with it. I've taken two deer, I think, with it early on. I know a lot of people don't like hunting with 223, but you know, it works. Just got to be mindful of your shot placement. All right, so that is number 5. I'm gonna throw this up here. Number 6 is an AR10 build in 6.5 Creedmoor. So this was a Christmas gift from my wife. I guess it's been 2 years ago now. She got me this Aero Precision builder set, okay, with the snow camo. I'll try to turn around here so y'all can see it a little better. See the other side. All right. And so she got me the receiver, or the builder set. You know, I got the matching grip, the stock, and all that, and I put everything together. It is in a 6.5 Creedmoor. I had actually, that Trigicon giveaway was with Aero as well, and I won this barrel. It's a 22-inch barrel, and I got a Burris scope on there. So anyways, this thing shoots the lights out. If I'm shooting good quality ammo and I am shooting well, because my abilities are not the best at times, this thing will shoot under half MOA at 100 yards. No doubt about that. So all right, so that is number 6, and I have like I said, I have an honorable mention. Set this thing down here. All right, so my honorable mention, and the reason I say it's an honorable mention, this no longer belongs to me. I give it to my daughter after she graduated high school. But this is a Chinese paratrooper SKS. And it's a factory 26. I know that the paratroopers weren't military issue, they were cut down. But this was, and again, if you're on my Instagram, you've probably seen pictures of this. This was the very first firearm I purchased with my own money back when I started working in high school. So, you know, my dad actually, you know, he bought it for me, and I had to, you know, I paid for it. But it's a beautiful rifle. The stock, I actually did some hunting with this when I was really young, and you know, re-shellacked the stock quite a while ago. It looks a little bit shiny, but yeah, I gave this to my oldest daughter when she graduated high school, and she's you know, kind of waiting for her to get a good safe to put this in. So anyways, so that's it for me. I guess I gotta tag some folks. So I'm gonna throw some tags out there. Y'all don't have to be obliged to do it. It's up to y'all. But I'm gonna throw Gorillas and Guns out there. Good old Silverback. Tell us about your 6 favorite guns or firearms. Scott at InsightFreedom, TheCrazyScotsman, and let's do Chicowize. So throw 4 out there. And yeah, so hopefully, you know, y'all will see this and see that I tagged you. And yeah, so that's it. Any questions, throw them down below. I mean, it was really a hard choice, you know, figuring out what 6, you know, meant the most to me. I still got a lot more that do, but you know, it's hard to just pick 6. So, alrighty. Well, I appreciate y'all watching, and everybody have a good one.